Welcome back to Brentford Fan TV. I'm Freddie.
And I'm Ben, and this is our preview on the Arsenal game on Saturday. And there's no better place to start than Arsenal's midweek game against Real Madrid.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect it, to be honest. I mean, just sort of like comparing lineups and like Arsenal's defensive injuries, I just thought Real Madrid's attack would be too much for Arsenal, but can't take away from the atmosphere that they created. You could hear it through the TVs. They were just the better team. Real Madrid, we see it quite a lot actually, where they just don't seem to perform to the level everyone knows they're capable of. But honestly, congrats Arsenal. You've blown everyone away. And congrats Declan Rice.
Yeah, he scored 2 incredible free kicks. I didn't even know football could spin that much on the first free kick, and I didn't know you could get that much top corner.
Yeah, I mean, Roberto Carlos was in the stands watching that free kick from Declan Rice, obviously against his former club. But, you know, he bent it like Beckham. He bent it like Roberto Carlos could around the wall.
Yeah.
And that second one was unbelievable. Like, I watched it on YouTube back, and like I paused it along as its flight went, and it was outside the post, and it just comes inside that top corner last second, and it's like perfectly top corner. It's chef's kiss. But yeah, fair play to him, fair play to Arsenal. And so, the way I see it is, if we beat Arsenal, we're better than Real Madrid.
Yeah, but I don't know if we can beat Arsenal. But anyway, let's talk about the last game against Arsenal. It was at the G-Tech, and we lost 3-1.
Yeah,
it was the best performance.
I mean, we got the first goal of the new year in the Premier League with Brian Mbeumo. With the questionable near post cut in shot instead of across the goal. But it was a 3-1 loss. Not much to say. Arsenal were better than us on the day. They blew us away in that second half. And yeah, I think going into this game, I'm quietly confident.
Right.
And I think it's because they've just beaten Real Madrid 3-0. I'm quietly confident because I reckon they'll probably rest players so they're fully fit for the Real Madrid game the week after, a few days after. Although they can probably rest players during that game. Actually, I would never question a Real Madrid comeback. But hopefully they rest players against us. We know they already have, defensive injuries. I don't know if White's fit, but Gabriel's definitely injured.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot of attacking injuries right now, and so if they rest Saka and Martinelli, then they've not got much going forward. But we're going to worry about Raheem Sterling, and so I'm quietly confident. Also, you know what, they've had the Real Madrid game, amazing atmosphere. It might die down for the next one. It's sort of hard to maintain sort of like 2 really good atmospheres in a row for teams like Arsenal, and so I'm just quite confident. Should we go into the predicted 11 for us?
So I think we could still talk a bit about Chelsea, but I don't know.
Yeah, let's talk about Chelsea. Talk about Chelsea.
But our last game was a 0-0 draw against Chelsea, and to be honest, we didn't create enough. We had a few spells here and there, but hopefully we can create more throughout the game in this next game.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. We didn't create enough at all against Chelsea, but then again, on the balance of the game, we had the better chances, and I thought we should have won.
Yeah.
And so, I'm frustrated that we didn't get the win against Chelsea. I thought we were just about better than them, but then it was our first home, clean sheet of the season,
which is really good.
Somehow taken until April, and that's including all competitions, including like the League One teams that we probably played in the cups. We didn't get a single clean sheet then, and so hopefully we can improve on that Chelsea game.
Yes,
and so
we can.
And I have an idea of how that can happen by going into our starting 11 or our predicted 11. Do you want to take it away?
Oh yeah, in goal we got Flecken. He's been incredible for us. He worked really hard against Chelsea to get us our first home clean sheet of the season, and it'll be a good game for him to continue on from.
Yeah, and then a back four of Ayer, Collins, Vandenberg, and Keenos Potter. No questions really being asked there. Same back line as the previous game. Ruka Henry, he didn't get any minutes in the last game, so I don't really see him starting over Keane Potter this game.
Yeah.
And, if it's Ayer, Collins, Van den Berg, that's a natural three at the back there. If, say, we did sink into a 5-back in defence.
Yeah.
So I don't see how that would work with the way we've set us up in our predicted 11.
There are, I would say, still not too likely, but there's a possibility of Coyote playing. But I think, considering the game, it'd be nice for us to have the option of the back five. So I don't think he'll start this game.
Yeah.
But he'll be in contention for the squad soon, I think.
Yeah. And then a midfield 4 we're going with, of Yarmlock, Norgard, Janhout and Damsgaard. And so that would set us up in a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
And the last time we played a 4-4-2 was against Arsenal in the home fixture. And then it'll be in Burma Wissa, of course, up front. And the only difference from this lineup to that one is it's Ayer starting at right back instead of Ruslev. In the midfield that day was Yarmlock, Norgard, Janhout, Damsgaard. And so I can see us doing the same system. But then also, it works quite well when we play that, because I feel like when we defend with that in that 4-4-2, Norgard and Janhout sometimes even drop into it and make it a back six. And then Yarmlock, Damsgaard and Burma Wissa just create a 4 in front of it. And it's like a really solid defensive block, which I think Arsenal would struggle to break down if they are resting like Martinelli and Saka.
Yeah.
And so I think we've got a good chance. That's just why I think we have a good chance. And also, by setting up like that, it leaves Schade on the bench. And that means we actually have an attacking player on the bench who could come on and make a difference.
To put fresh legs on.
I know.
Because, even though we could have switched it up otherwise with Keane Potter going up front, he would still be tired from having to run all the way up and down the wings.
Yeah, his work rate's incredible. So
yeah, it's good to finally be able to have that attacking option on the bench.
Yeah.
That is if, of course, we go with this lineup.
I think it's likely.
I think it is too.
And, I mean, if we go with, say, a more traditional 5-back like we have in previous seasons, then same back 4, but say we could whack on Coyote for one of those midfielders, say Coyote for Yarmlock.
Yeah.
And it's more of a natural back 5. Coyote, Keane Potter could get really up, and then it's like a 3-5-2 almost in possession. And I think that could work well.
Yeah, it could.
Anyway, going into our score predictions, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'm not very optimistic with this game. And I think part of the reason my thinking is they've just gone and beat Real Madrid 3-0. They're not going to lose to Brentford. I predict a 2-0 win to Arsenal, which I would not want to happen, but I just think it might.
Yeah. Well, I'm predicting a 1-1 draw. I don't know. I'm even sort of optimistic for a win. I don't know why. I just have a feeling.
Alright.
We're probably going to get battered now, but yeah, I don't know. I just want to be optimistic. We're coming to the end of the season. Not much left for us to play for. And so, I mean, if we did string together a lot of wins, we would end up in Europe. But it's just, would that happen?
Yeah, considering at least there's 5 Champions League spots, that means the Europa League and Conference Leagues are pushed down even more.
Well,
and I think
there's currently 5 spots for Premier League teams in the Champions League.
Yeah.
If Aston Villa win the Champions League, I know it's unlikely, and this will probably go out after they've played PSG in the first leg, but if Aston Villa win the Champions League, that's 6 spots in the Champions League. If either Tottenham or Chelsea win the Europa League, that's a 7th Champions League spot. 7th place could get Champions League.
Yeah.
Let's say United or Spurs win the Europa League and Villa don't win the Champions League. That's top 6 in the Champions League. That means we've then got 2 more in the Europa League and 1 in the Conference. That's top 9. We can finish 9th in the Premier League very easily, and it's very easy or possible for 9th to get Champions League or Europe, sorry. And so
it is very possible, but also I feel like for everything to work out in our favour might not happen. But I like the door's still open.
I mean, we can still finish 6th if we win enough games. Like, it's still really possible.
It's very close.
Like, because we play Brighton, we play Fulham, like we play United. We've got some easy games like Ipswich and Wolves. But yeah.
Yeah.
You can definitely do it. And, why not be optimistic when it seems
Yeah.
like it's almost done? Anyway, I don't think there's much else to say in this Arsenal
No.
preview. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next video.